3 senior Gwent police officers are having their misconduct hearing held in private behind closed doors, clearly in that fight to get the public back on side by showing the police's transparency. The hearing for the 3 senior officers, Chief Superintendent Marc Budden, Chief Superintendent Mark Warrender and Chief Inspector Paul Staniforth, began in April. Now, we mentioned this incident on the 16th of October 2020 and again on the 30th of March this year. In the previous report on the 30th of March, both Acting Assistant Chief Constable Marc Budden and Detective Chief Superintendent Mark Warrender were said to have been suspended following an alleged incident at a retirement party held in Cardiff in June 2019 for the former Gwent Police Chief Constable Julian Williams. I'm struggling with words today. Detective Chief Superintendent Warrender was suspended after an alleged sexual offence against a female officer, with Acting Assistant Chief Constable Budden also suspended for alleged misconduct. Now, even though the Senate criticised the plans to hold the hearing in private and several media outlets submitted applications for the hearing to be made public, those applications were denied. Both Budden and Warrender have been on full paid suspension since 2019, with an estimated combined gross total of more than £500,000. A Gwent Police spokesperson said, "The legally qualified chair has confirmed that the findings in respect of the standards of professional behaviour and outcomes will be available by mid-September." The allegations in full are as follows. Inappropriate conversation with a more junior member of police staff at a police social event, including all 3 of the named officers. Failing to challenge and report the improper behaviour of the others who were engaging in the conversation set out above against all 3 officers. Inappropriate touching against Chief Superintendent Warrender only. Failing to challenge or report the conduct of Chief Superintendent Warrender as set out at point 3, Chief Superintendent Budden. Failing to disclose relevant evidence and or a conflict of interest in relation to point 3 towards Chief Superintendent Budden only. Attempting to improperly influence the misconduct and criminal investigation into point 3, Chief Superintendent only. Inappropriately disclosing information in relation to the misconduct and criminal investigation into point 3 above to the victim against Chief Superintendent Budden only. Providing various dishonest accounts about his conduct against Chief Superintendent Budden only. Engaging in inappropriate behaviour whilst on duty, again against Chief Superintendent Budden only. Well, it certainly sounds like it's one for the public interest, even if the police misconduct chairperson doesn't think so. Budden seems to have been a very busy boy. But it's things like this where the Home Secretary should be stepping in and making them make this public. The amount of times Priti Patel was said the misconduct hearings should be held in public for public trust and confidence, but yet when they are held in private, she does fuck all. Anyway, I'm sure this will be an interesting one, so I will keep you updated with further news as and when it becomes available.